Hello, and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2023-24 season. My name is Dan, and it's deadline day. Finally, FPL is back. Oh my word, I needed it. I needed this. I need FPL back in my life. I'm sure a lot of you guys are looking forward to it coming back as well. So I am personally waiting for some potential early team news from Liverpool before making my transfers. I've got 2 free transfers right now, so I do have options. I genuinely have options right now to do something. I just don't know what it's going to be yet for sure until I get the early team news. But it's pretty much what I was saying on my team selection video yesterday. So no, yesterday, Thursday. That's when I uploaded that one. So yes. So we're gonna wait for some early team news. I'm gonna make some final transfers to my team, and as well as that, we'll hopefully be answering questions from you guys, and we got the bench list to do, of course, as well. Which I don't know. Is this a big week for the bench list? I think maybe some of you guys have some benching dilemmas. I don't personally, because I mean, just look at my bench. Look at my bench. It's as always, it's very, very well. I mean, some people call it weak. I think I like to call it efficient. I'll call it efficient rather than weak necessarily. It's just slightly different to other people's benches. Some people like to have lots of players on their bench. I've got Kabore, Taylor, and Mubama, which is fine by me. Which is absolutely fine by me. So yeah, we've got the decision to make. Now, the only problem with the potential transfers I said I was going to make the other day was that I did say if Darwin wasn't starting, that I was going to play, I was going to transfer out Darwin for Watkins, like so. And I was going to transfer out Ward-Prowse for Neto, but Neto's gone up in price, 0.1. I did know that was going to happen, but I didn't want to jump early. I didn't want to jump in early on this one, because I really, really did want to make sure I was saving my transfers to the last minute for that team news before making a decision. So I've missed out on Neto. That's not going to happen, which is fine. I mean, I could consider Gordon, but honestly, I know a lot of people like Gordon as a pick. I'm not actually the biggest fan. I don't think this Crystal Palace game is a particularly good opportunity. We've got, obviously, Champions League for Newcastle. That's going to cause some issues. And then we've got, we've got Arsenal at home here. We've got Chelsea and Manchester United in 13 and 14. I'm just not massively feeling Gordon as much as maybe some other people are. He's fine. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, it just doesn't quite do it for me. So yeah, it would be Soucek instead. So I'd bring a Soucek, which would give me a lot of players for that game. I'd be on triple. What would it be? Triple Aston Villa and double West Ham, all in tomorrow's game. 5 players playing in tomorrow's game. That's quite crazy. So it would look at something like that. It would leave me 0.8 in the bank. And I feel like that 0.8 could be kind of useful, because it would allow me to upgrade like Kabore to Tsimikas or something like that, which I think could be a pretty interesting move potentially. I do also want to get in Saka though. But so the most important thing is that I move Maddison to Saka. So that would work pretty well as well. I could still do Son to Saka. It leaves me my options open, to be fair, which I think is good. But yeah, I kind of fancy Soucek. I really do. I like the look of him. I love the price, 4.9 million. He's been playing really, really close to goal. He's been playing basically as a number 10. It's kind of like Ward-Prowse and Soucek have kind of swapped in their outfield position, because before we were seeing Soucek playing quite far up the pitch. But yeah, it seems since I've brought in Ward-Prowse, he's kind of dropped back a little bit. So you are really just relying on those set pieces, and that's not really enough for me. Back in the Southampton days, Ward-Prowse on set pieces alone was, I think, good enough, because he also had penalties as well, and I don't think he has penalties for West Ham. I think it's pretty unlikely. We've got a super chat here from Peter Parker, Spider-Man himself. Dan the Man, it's been a while. Well, it's certainly been a while since we've had any FPL. It's been a while since I've streamed as well. I think 2 weeks since I last did a stream, because obviously we didn't do a strategy stream this week. So yeah, it's been a minute. But yeah, we are back doing a stream today. Those of you guys asking me for Liverpool team news, we haven't got anything yet, but I'm hoping that we'll get something by the end of the stream. So apologies, we don't have anything right now. I wish I could tell you otherwise. I mean, if I had the team news, I'd be pulling the trigger on my transfers right now, to be fair, but unfortunately I can't do that. Adam says, what's your team value? I'm not actually sure. I think it's 102.3, something around that. Yeah, 102.3. So squad value 102.1, and then I've got 0.2 in the bank there as well. So we're doing pretty well for team value, which is definitely a positive, and hopefully that's gonna continue. It's all due to the fact I played an early wild card, really. People are asking about if Simicast is going to be playing today. Of course, we will wait for the early team news, but I have to say, I'm reasonably confident. I'm reasonably confident that Simicast will start. Like, from what Klopp said, he did make very good notes of the fact that Simicast was the most experienced kind of left-back replacement. Now, of course, people have mentioned that there are other options. Gomez could play at left-back. Chambers, the other guy. I mean, Trent could play inverted, technically, I guess. But in general, it seems like the word on the street is that Simicast is going to be the man, right? So I'd be pretty happy with that one. But yeah, again, hopefully we get some early team news and we can make a slightly better decision. On Simicast, I did wanted to have a look at something. So we're going to go on the Fantasy Football Hub Opta Stats tool, one of my favorites. Probably, actually, to be fair, probably my favorite tool on the website. It's like I think it's like the most underrated tool on this on Fantasy Football Hub. And I'm going to look at teams, and I'm going to go defensive and order by XGC, high to low. And we're basically going to have a look at which defenses have been the strongest. And in fairness, if we go, I don't know, what range do you want? Do you want a 5 game week range, 6 game week range? Just the whole season, I guess, because it's defensive numbers. It's probably better to look at the whole season. But you can see Liverpool are sitting around mid-table here. They're sitting in a similar situation to like Spurs and Crystal Palace. And I know a lot of people are more than willing to go for the likes of, you know, a Anderson or a Doggy or a Porro, because we perceive Spurs and Crystal Palace to be okay defences, and Liverpool have been largely ignored, even though they're doing, you know, just as well defensively. People have ignored Liverpool and gone for Crystal Palace and Spurs defenders instead. Also, in fairness, there is a good reason for that. There is a good reason, and the reason is that Liverpool defenders are so expensive. They are crazy expensive, right? It's quite ridiculous. You know, we know that Trent Alexander-Arnold typically is probably not going to be worth 7.9 million that he costs right now. Now, if you have a load of money in the bank with nothing to spend it on, then yeah, fair enough. Maybe you could go for Trent. But aside from those situations, unless you have removed Haaland from your team, you're pretty much not going to have Trent in your team, right? That's pretty much the trade-off. Have Trent or Haaland, and we know which side of the coin most people are going to come off on that particular discussion. Like, it seems reasonably obvious. So yeah, it's expensive to get a Liverpool defender, but not anymore, because if we do have Simicast, and it might be worth waiting one more game week just to see for sure if Simicast is going to be that main man on the left-hand side of the defence. But if he is starting, we get a defence that is equally as strong as Spurs and Crystal Palace, who we already are more than happy to go for. So we know we're happy with that level of defence. We're happy with the price at 4.4 million. I mean, 4.4 million Simicast, that's cheaper than Anderson by 0.5 million. It's cheaper than a Doggy by 0.5 million. So you get a lot cheaper, same quality of defence. And honestly, I think you get better attacking threat as well, because we do know Simicast, you know, he's obviously got good distribution. He's a good passer of the ball, creative, and he's also got a lot of set pieces as well. He will take those left-sided, left-footed requiring set pieces in terms of corners, just like Robertson did, you know. So it's there's a real opportunity there. It's one of those players that rips up the template a little bit, kind of like what we saw with Gusto when Reece James got injured. Okay, Gusto is suddenly an amazing option. Now we've got Simicast. But we do need to kind of be reassured that he starts, perhaps. I'm pretty confident. I'd be happy to go for it. But yeah, I don't know. I like it. I like it as a transfer. I like it as a maybe as a fourth defender more than a third defender, because I don't know if I'd want to rely on Tsimikas necessarily, but it's not so bad, right? He's definitely one of the two main transfer targets I'd be looking for in defence. The other player would be so for my team, for example, I'm looking to remove a doggy, which I know is probably controversial, but he's not big hitting enough for me. So kind of if you look through his scores and his numbers, you can kind of see he's not creating enough. He is not shooting enough at all, really. He's not really shooting. I mean, to be fair, he's barely shooting at all. I would be surprised if we have a look at his. Let's have a look at his attacking numbers. I'd be surprised if he's taken like more than a couple of shots in the last 5 or so game weeks. So let's go a doggy and see how many shots he's taken. Okay, there you go. He's taken 1 shot all season. That's pretty wild, isn't it? Only 7 key passes in 8 games as well. So he's averaging less than 1 key pass per game. It's not. It's okay. Like when he's a 4.5 million defender, like I get it. Like it's fine. It's a 4.5 million defender. Had some good fixtures. Take him for those, and yeah, fine. Hopefully get a couple of clean sheets. But if we go back to this table, when we look at the quality of defence that Spurs is, you know, it's like saying, would you take, you know, Spurs similar level to Liverpool? Would you take Konate in your FPL team? Probably not. Similar defence level, similar attacking threat. So if we wouldn't take Konate at a similar price, maybe even slightly cheaper, why would I take a doggy? It's a luxury transfer, and I don't think he's a must-sell because there are, in fairness, a couple more games that I don't mind. Fulham and Crystal Palace, I think they're good opportunities for clean sheets. After that, I'm not so sure. I don't think there's clean sheets beyond that, really. And even if you look at like Spurs in general, even in the easy fixtures, they're not guaranteed clean sheets. They're really not. Like, they conceded against Sheffield United and they conceded against Burnley. You would say that they were 2 of the best fixtures to target for a defender, and they conceded in both of those games. 2 goals conceded in Brentford in that opening fixture of the season as well. And obviously they've conceded to the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal. In fact, in the last 5 game weeks, well, how many clean sheets is that? That's 1 clean sheet in the last 5. So it's not ideal, is it? And the 1 clean sheet came against Luton Town. So I don't think Spurs are a team that are necessarily guaranteed a clean sheet. That's just because of the style of football they play. And I wouldn't be surprised if Fulham scored at all. And I wouldn't be surprised if a doggy scored a 2-pointer. I'm half expecting a 2-pointer from him this week. So if Darwin is starting, I would probably be looking to move a doggy to either Gabriel or Tsimikas. Those are the 2 players that I really like the look of. We've got a super chat here from Lucas. Lucas says, would you replace Bruno after this game week for someone out of Mitoma, Diaby, Martinelli or Bowen for game week 10 to 15? Despite City fixture, Bruno has higher predicted points than others. If yes, who? Yes, I would look to do that. I think arguably I would sell Bruno this week. And I would have said keep Bruno for this week. But now that we know Casemiro is injured, we're kind of expecting Bruno to play pretty defensively, like a defensive midfield role, which is not great, is it? He's probably going to play it alongside Amrabat in a pretty deep role. And that's not ideal. After that, Casemiro should be back, in fairness. But I think the City fixture is a good opportunity to hop off your Manchester United assets. You're not going to sell them before Sheffield United. But even in United's good fixtures, are we really saying that Man United are going to be magically better even in the good fixtures? I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if United won like 1-0 against Sheffield United. I don't think good fixtures necessarily are going to breed results for a club that clearly is going through something right now. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, I would be looking to sell Bruno despite the good fixtures. I think at a certain point with a player that expensive, we do need to look at form. We often say, like, you have to consider both form and fixtures when looking at FPL picks, but typically you lean more towards the fixtures when you're looking at defenders and goalkeepers, and more towards the form when you're looking at midfielders and forwards, and the form is just not there. So In fact, I think even Rashford is putting up better numbers than Bruno right now, which is, kind of a show of what's going on there. So, yeah, would be looking to remove Bruno. Kaoru Mitoma is definitely very high on my transfer target list, as is Bowen. Saka as well, if you don't have him already. I mean, Bruno to Saka in game week 10 seems super, super obvious if you don't have Saka already, as long as Saka is fit. But I'm reasonably confident he should be fine by that game, because that'll be against Sheffield United. Arsenal against Sheffield United. You want to go in on Saka then if he's available. Even if he makes the bench today, I think that's enough of a reason to move to Saka in game week 10. But we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit there. We don't even know if Saka is available, and it's game week 9, not game week 10. So we do need to kind of park that for a minute, I guess. But yeah, Bowen and Mitoma, I like them a lot. I think I would be taking a closer look at Mitoma. But I mean, Bowen, I think, potentially has the higher ceiling there. So if you're willing to spend that money, Bowen is definitely an exciting FPL pick that I would quite like to get involved in. You know, like, I'm even like wondering, how can I get Bowen in myself? I feel like that's something I'd like to do. I don't know how. I think it would probably have to be, the only way I could probably do it is if I did Son down to Saka and Ward-Prowse up to Bowen or something like that. That could work, maybe. Would look pretty good. Or I do Son and Maddison to, you know, to be fair, I could do Son, Maddison and Ward-Prowse. I could do just a normal transfer this week, -4 next week. I think I can afford Saka and Bowen and Mitoma all in one team. And if that's the case, then yeah, maybe I do take a -4 next week. Wasn't planning on it, but I mean, I would like to get all these players in. Oh yeah, I can more than afford it. And I can afford to get Watkins in at the same time. Huzzah. That would be pretty nice. But I would lose all my Spurs players. Do I really want to do that? I don't know. I don't know if I want to... I don't know if I want to lose my Spurs midfielders, to be honest, because I do quite like them. But it certainly would make my team look super, super strong. Yeah. One to think about. One to think about for sure. Simon says, my man Dan, thanks for your excellent content. You're welcome, Simon. I love doing this. Like this is you know, the FPL content is absolutely my pleasure. We will do it. We'll do it all the time. We'll do it every day. We'll have some fun. This content thing is for me. So yeah, my pleasure. And hopefully, more importantly, I would say, hopefully the content is getting better, because I am constantly looking to improve things if I can, and hopefully you guys are happy with that. And if it's not improving, you need to tell me so I can do it. Anyway, right, we've had a look at my team. We've had a look at the likes of Simicast. I think it's time to have a look at the bench list, isn't it? Whilst we await the Liverpool news. And by the way, if I don't get Liverpool news, I probably do the Watkins move. I think I'll do. Yeah, I think I'll do the Watkins move if I don't get Darwin news, because I just would rather. I mean, I could always bring Darwin back in for the game against Luton Town. That's all I'm going to say. It's just Darwin. It's causing me a headache every week. Like, he's an exciting player to own, but he causes me a headache. Anyway. We're doing the bench list. We're doing the bench list in our lives. So, here we have it. The great and mighty bench list, as designed by Overtino in the chat. Not sure if he's here or not, but if he is, this is his design. And yeah, we've got to add some players in it. Now, this week, I put the goalkeepers in already, because obviously I already did a goalkeepers tier list in yesterday's video, towards the end of yesterday's video. So I just kind of thought, like, let's just copy and paste it and put it on here. Basically, it's not that hard for me to do. Let's just do that. And now we can just go in and fill the main part of the bench list. So, as always, guys, what I would like you to do, if at all possible, is let me know who you are considering benching. So, throw it in the chat. Overtino is here. Nice one, man. Throw it in the chat. Who are you thinking about benching this week? I don't want to hear about players that you're like 90% starting. Like, I want to hear those real tough 50-50 decisions. And guys, if you wouldn't mind liking the stream as well, that would be wicked. If you could do that, that would be really appreciated. Thank you, guys. All right, we've got some names rolling in. So we can start filling this bad boy in. So the first name I saw was Botman. So he's going to be our starting point. He's going to be the anchor, if you like. I'm going to put Gahey behind him. I feel like I don't think Botman's going to start, to be honest. But if he does, I fancy him more. And if he doesn't start, he's probably not going to come on at all. So, like, Botman owners, I would actually, in fairness, probably start him. I don't think if he's not injured, I don't think he's going to get minutes off the bench. I'll put it that way. I think if he's, I don't think anyway. You don't typically see centre backs get minutes off the bench, and if he does, like 1 pointer, fair enough. I can see Mark Gahey getting a 1 pointer. I can see Mark Gahey getting a 0 pointer. To be honest, I'm going to throw in Anderson down there as well because I really, really don't fancy Crystal Palace defenders this week against Newcastle. I think they're gonna concede. I don't really know what the best case scenario in this game is. They're probably not going to score from set pieces with all of the aerial presence that Newcastle have in their team. So there's no real attacking upside there. Don't think they'll keep a clean sheet. I think they're pretty rubbish for this week as well, to be fair. Sorry to say it, guys. I know a lot of people have gone in on Crystal Palace defenders this week. I wouldn't play them. I really wouldn't play them. They'll be great in a couple of weeks when the fixtures get better. But for now, honestly, they can get in the bin. They'll be pretty low on the bench list, I think. Right, Kaoru Mitoma, I would start him. I do genuinely feel like Brighton could score in this game. Like, Brighton are a strong attack. They really are. A strong attack. It could work, What else do we have in the chat? We have a lot of players that I think you guys should just play, like Bowen and Diaby, but I guess we'll throw them on. And some of you guys must have the strongest benches in the world. Like, I never have to use the bench list personally because I've got nothing on my bench. But yeah, okay, so we've got Bowen and Diaby. I'm going to throw Bowen ahead of Diaby, but I like them both. What else have we got? Burn. I would play Burn pretty high. I play Burn here. Darwin. I don't know where I put Darwin. Right this very set. If Darwin starts, I put him here. I guess I have to put him somewhere as if we don't know if he's going to start or not. And in which case, I would have to put him... because we don't know. So currently, whilst we don't know if Darwin is starting or not, I'm going to have to put him a little bit lower. I'm going to have to put him here for now. But if if we get the news that Darwin's starting, and I hope we do, he goes straight to the top. Straight to the top. Alvarez, I would look to start Alvarez ahead of most of these guys. Maybe put him... I'm going to put Alvarez here. Although, to be fair, maybe I throw him actually ahead of Diaby for this week. Kabore can go at the bottom, of course. Although, to be fair, would I play Kabore ahead of Gahey? I think I would. Maybe not Anderson, because he has at least got a small chance of getting a headed goal, right? Which is probably more than Kabore's. Although, would I? I don't know. Maybe I would play Kabore. You know what? The more I think about it, I know this sounds really, really strange, but I think I would play Kabore. I think I would play him. I really do. All right, Morris. Okay, we got the Morris gang in the chat. Would I play Morris? Probably not. I'll put him ahead of the defenders at least. Anyone else? I'm seeing a lot of names. I'm not really sure who to pick out here. So Gabriel. Okay, I would play Gabriel. Like him. Right. We got a super chat from Mirav. Mirav says, hang on, if I can just find everything. Mirav says, please, I need help. Turner, Trippier, Udogie, Cash, Lamptey, Diaby, Madison, Salah, Son, Watkins, Haaland. Chukwuemeka, Mubama, Trusty, put one in the bank. I don't have a full 11. Do you not have a full 11? No, I suppose you don't have a full 11. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what happens when you cheap out on picking a bench option and throwing him in your starting 11 to try and fine budget. Like, there's not really anything you can do. I mean, I don't even know what to suggest, really. If you've got a transfer to burn, I mean, it doesn't matter because it's not going to... there's no real way to solve your long-term problems. It's going to take 2 transfers, my friend, to solve your long-term problems here. I don't really understand where all the money is. Yeah, you might be in trouble, Mirav. I don't really know how to fix this. I think you're going to have to sacrifice someone. You're going to have to sacrifice one of... Well, you keep Trippier. A doggy could maybe be downgraded, but that doesn't give you much money to spend. If you can downgrade a doggy to Simicast and then take maybe one more, like upgrade Lamptey to someone, maybe. This is problematic. You're going to have to downgrade someone, basically, my friend. It's going to have to be... You just have to make a sacrifice somewhere. I can't tell you who I would sacrifice in that team, to be honest. I wouldn't really want to do any of them this week. I would just roll your transfer, save it for next game week, and then probably downgrade Maddison for someone. You know, Maddison down to Mitoma, or Maddison down to Bowen, maybe. And that should free up enough budget to maybe upgrade Chukwuemeka to a Soshek, or one of your defenders could be upgraded there potentially as well, or something like that. Mubama, if you fancy any of the cheaper forwards, you can maybe go for João Pedro. Something at least. Yeah, that's what I would do. I would roll the transfer this week and then do a double transfer. You're gonna have to remove someone. Like Son down to Saka could work. That frees up money to upgrade somewhere else. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. I'll probably wait this week and then transfer out a Spurs midfielder next week and replace them with someone cheaper and use the additional money and the roll transfer to upgrade somewhere else in your team. There we go. Bing, bang, bong. Bish, bash, bosh. There we go. Problem solved. Done. Elliot says, Elliot Anderson, Archer, or Mitchell as my 11th. Should we throw all 3 in the bench list? So Mitchell can go down here because I think he's even worse than Gahey in terms of attacking returns. We've got Archer against Manchester United. Would I would marginally prefer them to some of these weaker Crystal Palace defenders, Archer and Elliot Anderson. Okay, I'm gonna put J Anderson there, and just I know this spelled slightly differently, but just for confusion, Elliot Anderson. Would I start him? Probably ahead of some of these guys, but not really. I wouldn't be massively keen. I'll put him like here. So they're all pretty low, but I guess by process of elimination, we're on Elliot Anderson. There you go, Elliot. From one Elliot to another. Elliot plays the Elliot. Right, we need to continue to fill this up, don't we? I feel like there's a lot of players missing right now, isn't there? All right, Neto. Neto, you start ahead of most of these players. Neto's going to go in here. Gordon, I'm going to put slightly lower. I actually would put Gordon lower than Burn. Because I think a clean sheet is more likely than a Gordon attacking return. Ryan Lim says, would you start Almiron or Diaby? All right, let's add in Almiron then, I suppose. I'm going to put Almiron even lower than Gordon, I think. In fact, will I put him lower than... Okay, I'm going to put Almiron in here. We've got a lot of weird players today. A lot of players that I was not expecting to put in the bench list today, but we'll keep moving. Alex said, if no Darwin, do I take a -4 to move Anderson to Gabriel and Darwin to Watkins? Or take a punt on Darwin to Wilson? I think the Watkins move is safer. And I do prefer Gabriel to Anderson in general as well. So I think it's a -4 that improves your team. I think you're all good. Right, cash money, cash. Right, I think cash would go reasonably high up because of his attacking upside. I don't think a clean sheet is super likely, to be honest, but it's enough to... His attacking potential is enough to put him up here, so that's where he's going to go. Simicast, I would start if I had him. Would I put him... I would maybe put him here. Or would I put... No, you know what? I'm going to... No. I'm going to leave him there. Right? I'm happy with that. The other problem with Simicast is that he is prone to a pre-60-minute substitution. Just saying. Right, Foden. I think you play Foden. If you have Foden, you play him. Let's throw him up here. A doggy. I am going to put a doggy in because I know a lot of people have him, and I don't think he'd be quite as high on this list as a lot of people think. But look, he can go in here. He can go in just ahead of Cash, but there are a couple of other defenders I do prefer to him. All right, so we have got some team news, it looks like. I'm going to check to see if we've got any team news. I do have a page. Hang on, let me just find it. I'm on the wrong account. This is just dead air. I mean, I don't know who's benefiting from this really. All right, here we go. Team leaks. Let's see what we've got. Okay. Edison and Diaz are problematic. It looks like we have got some starters for Man City. So Edison and Diaz are in trouble, basically. And we've got, apparently, starting Alvarez, Haaland, Foden, Stones, and Gavardio. So Gavardio owners rise up. I know you've had a rough time, never knowing when he's going to start. But yeah. But that is from yesterday, in fairness, apparently. So I don't really know... So I don't really know for sure if that's going to be guaranteed. Things can change in the last minute, can't they? But yeah, I think the latest is Edison Diaz are both doubts for today, which is interesting. Which is very interesting. Yeah, that's all I got right now. We'll see what else we get as we go through. I mean, the closer we get to the deadline, hopefully, the more news we're going to get. Of course, City is a 3 o'clock kickoff, so I mean, we'd be grateful to get anything from them, really. But yeah, Edison, I already had heard the rumours, to be fair, that Edison might not be starting, but I didn't really know what to make of it. And how many of you guys really own Edison anyway? Is there many of Edison owners out there? Don't know. All right, should we carry on with? Should we carry on with the bench list? I mean, if you have Edison, I would probably still start him ahead of some goalkeepers. But if you've got a Turner anyway, then you've got nothing to worry about, right? Okay, Ward-Prowse. We'll add Ward-Prowse in. This is a more jam-packed bench list than I was expecting. A lot of you guys have got some decisions to make. So I'm going to throw in Ward-Prowse not massively high, if I'm honest. He's probably going to go here. Not really super high. Lucas reminding me to drink my squash. Isak is injured. I don't even think Isak's going to start. A few of you guys asking for Fabian Schär. I guess we throw him right next to Burn, right? Makes sense. Slightly above him because he's got a little bit better attacking threat. Taylor, like bench Taylor. He can go right at the bottom, unfortunately. Not expecting a clean sheet there. I mean, oh man, you know what? I'm gonna be controversial. Who's more likely to keep a clean sheet? Burnley or Crystal Palace against Newcastle? Burnley only play against Brentford. Now I'm gonna put Taylor at the bottom. You shouldn't really be playing him unless you're forced to. So yeah, we'll leave him there. A few people asked me about Saka. I don't have any Saka news. The Arsenal are like really, really problematic because Arteta basically gives nothing away. He gives nothing away. I mean, has Saka been picture training? I haven't seen it. But I don't know. I think Saka and Saliba, I don't think they trained yesterday. But I guess if they didn't train yesterday, they're probably not playing today, are they? If we're totally honest. So I would, if I owned Saliba and I owned Saka, I'd be more confident about Saliba than I would Saka, because I think Saliba could possibly play in this game. But I think Saka's his best chance is probably a bench appearance. I would not be thinking him. So maybe he needs to go on the bench list. I'm not confident right now about Saka, so therefore I feel obliged to put him slightly lower. It's a difficult fixture anyway. So I'm going to put Saka down here. Do I think he gets a bench point? I don't know. That's the other question, isn't it? We'll put him there. There are other players I prioritise. SK Hendo says, best 1 week punt, Dan. I hope the weekend goes well. I did actually do like a 1 week punt like section on yesterday's video. See, this honestly, I got those of you guys who maybe watch the content or don't. I do recommend this last video I do of the week every week. It does have some. I cover all of the press conferences, so you have all of the press conference. I'm basically doing an ad for my own content. Let me share it with you guys. So I basically do. Excuse my double face. There we go. So yeah, I basically do a press conference summary and of all of the press conferences around the ground. We do news and stuff. We do wildcard questions, all the kind of final questions. We do all kinds of stuff. But I did this week a page on 1 week punts. Hopefully you can see this okay-ish, because I don't have the graphic to hand, but I can just show you what I put in this video. I don't want to make you guys go watch this video at this time. We're too close to deadline. Who's got the time to be scrolling around 30-minute YouTube videos at this time? But yeah, these are my 1 week punts, favourite 1 week punts. So depending on your budget and depending on what position you want to go for, there we go. There we go. So Bolly, Porro and Trippier in defence. The more expensive player you can go for, the better. In midfield, Morgan Gibbs-White and Mbumo and Diogo Jota. And in the forward position, Wissa, Højlund and Wilson. So there are some 1 week punts. A lot of these players I would not really want to own long term. But if you're wildcarding in game week 10 and you're going to remove them anyway, why not take a little punt on one of these guys? I like these guys. They're good eggs. They are very much good eggs. All right, back to the bench list, because that's the most important thing of all, right? The most important thing of all. I think we could probably add some more players to this, right? Let me check again to see if we've got any team news yet. I don't think we do, to be honest, but I mean, I guess we'll see. I don't think we have anything. No, still no team news for Liverpool, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Hopefully we'll get it, though. Hopefully we'll get it. Any extra major team news? Not anything new from yesterday, other than for Man City. Apparently Edison and Diaz are doubts for today. That's something that we do have, but I don't think that'll affect too many people. Anyway, right, let's move on. Sterling on the bench list. Do we need Sterling? How many people own Sterling? I guess a few people do after last game week, and maybe some knee-jerk transfers in, I guess. Would not really be looking to start Sterling, to be honest. I'd put him pretty low. I'd probably put him like here. I think that's fair. Yeah, wouldn't be super high. Right, Matthew Vaughan in the super chat says, start Botman or Cash, already have share starting. I mean, I guess Cash. It works for me. Yeah. Matty Cash. Who else? Palmer. I don't think I'll start Palmer if I had him. Not this week. Let's put him slightly lower. I'm going to put him here. Next to the other penalty taker, Morris. Well, is Palmer going to be the penalty taker? I don't know. I don't know. What do Chelsea fans think about that one? Do you think Palmer is the long-term penalty taker? We'll see, I guess. Lascelles, I would start. If I had Lascelles, I would start him. He'd go up here with the other Newcastle defenders. Højlund, yeah, I would definitely start. This bench list is getting big. Can you guys even read this anymore? I'm going to have to go full screen. Still no Darwin news. Sorry, guys. I will, as soon as we have it, you guys will know as soon as I know. Right. Drew says, Trip replacement to free up money or Son. I would keep both of them. I would not be looking to remove either of them this week. I think they've both got super high potential this week. Next week, I'll be more willing to sell either of them. So ideally, don't sell either. I like Trippier long term more than I do Son, but I would be super scared to go about Son this week. I know it's tough. I'm sorry. I wish I could have a better answer. If I had to sell one, I guess I would sell Trippier, because I think Son is a scarier player right now than Trippier this game week. But after that, I don't know why. People just aren't scared of Trippier. And I'm not... maybe I don't really understand it because I have Trippier. But people just don't seem to be scared of Trippier. So maybe that says something, that maybe he's the player who could be sacrificed. Because no one seems to be frightened of him. But I would be frightened of him this week. Like, Trippier against Crystal Palace, I think that could go big. I really do. I really do. Right, let's keep an eye on team news because we are getting close to deadline. Well, a few people are saying this stuff coming out in the chat, but I think this is coming from accounts that I don't trust, because I've got all of the accounts I trust are in one place, and none of them have announced it yet. As soon as an account I trust announces it, that's when I will tell you guys. If you want to believe other rumors that you see on Twitter or Instagram or on YouTube or whatever, absolutely fine by me, but I'm not quite confident to announce anything on here unless it's from a source that I trust personally. I think that's the best way to do things, really. Drew says, "Who is your captain, Dan?" My captain is Haaland, but I'll tell you what, let's do a poll. We've got 15 minutes till deadline. That's enough time to do a quick poll, right? All right. Who is your game week 9 captain? It's basically going to be Haaland, Salah, Son. After that, I guess Trippier, but I'll just put other. So guys, try and have a little look at that one. CFC Ethan says, any Salah news? I've got no news. He's been training. He's fine. He's fit to play. He plays every game. I would not be worried about Salah at all. I really wouldn't be worried about Salah. Oscar says Tsimikas or Trippier, but if I go Trippier, I can't get to Salah next week. In that case, I'll go for Tsimikas. I think Tsimikas is a decent pick. And I would want to have Salah ideally. Right. Academic Bowl says Trippier for me. Wowzers. Wowzers. Rodri is captain. Have you lost your mind, Storm Spiker? You have lost your mind, I think. Is Salah essential? Getting there. He is getting there. It does seem like Haaland is the most popular captain pick, but we've got 22% on Salah. I mean, in the experts video I did this week, Haaland was a little higher. I think he was a little higher. I think it was around... Or was he? I think it was around 70%. Actually, to be fair, I think this tracks pretty well. Yeah, this is pretty accurate to what experts are thinking as well. Maybe you guys are experts, clearly. Yeah. So I think that's going to be. I think that's going to be the typical trend around the the engaged FPL managers. It's going to be Haaland is going to be captained by around 2/3 of them, and then Salah about a quarter or a fifth, and then the rest is going to be divided between Son and maybe some differential guys as well. Yeah, it pretty much tracks. I see it. I see it. All right, we want Mbeumo on the bench list, do we? Would I put, actually, to be fair, would I put Højlund that high? No, I would put him behind Bowen. Let's be honest. Where would I put Mbeumo? I think I would put him reasonably high. I would put him here. Captain Darwin? No way, man. No way. Greg said, just woke up in the States. Any news on Darwin? Early morning for you, Greg. That is dedication. I've got nothing. I'm waiting. I am waiting. It is 1:45 now, so we should be good. I do have an update on the Nottingham Forest versus Luton game. It looks like that's going to go ahead. So yeah, I know there were some worries about Nottingham Forest versus Luton being postponed due to flooding and water and torrential rain, potentially making it dangerous for fans to travel. But yeah, it looks like that's going to go ahead. So no worries on Forest versus Luton. That game's going to go ahead. There you go, guys. But it's not really the news we wanted. We wanted the news about Liverpool. I'll keep my ears to the wall, guys. I'll keep my ears to the wall. We'll get it. We'll get it. I hope we get it anyway. We might get it too late. To Spurs players, you play all your Spurs players. All Spurs players you play them, pretty much. Nobody talking about Martinelli? Yeah, nobody is. He's okay as a differential. I wouldn't really want to buy him against Chelsea, though, to be honest. There we go. Standard says, I've never had one of my messages read by you, but could you please add Porro to the bench list, please? Standard. It will be my pleasure. It will be my pleasure. Right, Pedro Porro. He's going to go above Adogi. He's going to go above Simicas. And he's going to go above Lascelles and Burn as well. So where would he go? He would go... Would he go above Fabian Schär? I think he potentially would, actually. Yeah, you know what? Pedro Porro is going to be our top defender so far. I think the only defender I prefer to Porro this week is probably Trippier. I think that's pretty much right. I have seen a few of you guys asking questions about who to play and who to start. Have a look at the bench list, guys. Have a look at the bench list. We've got a lot of players on there now. So in all likeliness, the players you're thinking about starting or benching are possibly on the list anyway. So have a little look. Where would He-Chan go? He-Chan is getting some popularity, isn't he? Let's throw him on there. I'm going to put him next to Neto. I'm going to continue checking for team news. Oh, nothing. We got nothing. Give me some team leaks. I just want the leak. Give me it now. I'm getting impatient. We've only got 12 minutes till deadline. Trust me, guys, I want it just as much as you. In fact, I would endeavour to say I want it more than the average FPL manager. Because it's going to directly impact my transfer decisions. Like, immediately and very desperately. In fact, maybe I should prepare my transfers for the worst case scenario. So I can just go ahead and click go. Actually, will I do that? Yeah, I'm going to do that quickly. It's not on screen, guys, but I am just quickly preparing some transfers. Bear with me. Right. We need Aston Villa, Watkins, and we need West Ham, Soucek. I mean, I don't know how I feel about having 5 players in tomorrow's game, but I mean, that's going to be fun if nothing else. All right. I've got my transfers ready to go if required. And let's finish off the bench list whilst we're waiting for team news. No, still nothing. Right, Ari says, who's my captain? My captain is Haaland. Yeah, I'm going boring this week. This is for me it's boring week, but I want to get back to some interesting captains soon. I just don't think this is the week for it. Any Alvarez news? I believe Alvarez is starting based on what I had from what I had this morning, which was of last night, to overcomplicate things. Alvarez is starting, yes. But there could be last minute changes from last night, so. And as is Gvardiol as well. I got info that Darwin and Alvarez will start. Is it true? Alvarez, I believe. Darwin, I've not seen it from anything I trust. So it might just be chances. we see a lot of it these days on social media. People will just like put a tweet out saying this player will start. If they're right, then they'll gain a load of followers and a load of applause. If they're wrong, they just delete the post. They just delete the post and pretend it never happened. And yeah, so they're clout chasers. There's a lot of clout chasers out there. So I'm very selective of who I trust. Very selective indeed. It doesn't look like we're going to get news. Oh, no, come on, Dan. Positivity. We've got 9 minutes. We can still get some news. We can still get it. Is it fine to hold a transfer this week? I would recommend to hold a transfer this week, to be honest. If you can do it, comfortably hold a transfer, I would do it. No harm. No harm in doing that. Take 2 transfers into next game week. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Right. Is there anyone else who desperately needs to go on the bench list? I'm not sure there is. I think we've probably got most players covered. Saliba is maybe the player missing that a few people have mentioned. I think I would possibly start Saliba. Like, but it's a similar situation with Botman, isn't it? If they start, you know, there's then, you know, it could go pretty well. If they don't start, there's a small chance for 1-pointer. Is it worth the risk if you've got some other defenders in your squad? Probably not. But if you don't have, your other defenders are pretty weak, then you probably wouldn't bother, would you? Watkins is not going on the bench list. You play Watkins. If you have Watkins, you play him. Right, a lot of people are asking for Gavardio. I feel like I'm justified. Overtino says, less than 10 minutes to go till deadline and I've still got 2 free transfers burning a hole in my pocket. Dangerous. Mate, I'm literally in the exact same situation. It's tragic. It's tragic. Right, Gavardio's going pretty low on this list. He's going to go here. He could go lower, to be honest. But he's not going to go lower. He's going to go there. He's going to go there. But he could go lower. He's not. I don't think it's an ideal. Latest FPL Bulletins is a great addition, Dan. I'm glad you think so. I'm glad you think so. It's nice to summarise a lot of the latest news, isn't it? So you guys can go check that out. Do you think Saka starts? If I had to guess if Salah was going to start or not, I would say no. I don't think Saka's going to start. Show Team Gang is here, I see. Fantastic to see you, Show Team Gang. Always a pleasure. Come on down the page, might freeze in a while, make you move. But I don't know. It depends. It depends on team news. I think at a certain point, I will give up. And that certain time is probably going to be in about 3 to 4 minutes time. Yeah, Show Team Gang is well and truly here. Welcome, welcome, Show Team Gang. What makes you captains Haaland over Salah? He's got a better fixture. In my opinion, I know some people will say that's controversial because Everton are seen as a worse team than Brighton, but I think the Brighton defence is worse than the Everton's defence. I think in terms of how each team is going to play and how the games are going to play out, I think the Man City versus Brighton game will be a lot more open. And I think it will give opportunities for a player like Haaland to kind of counter-attack. And I like the fact that Man City have a lot of their attacking players back. And from what I know, from what I've seen, it looks like Man City are going to be playing a very creative team. Like a lot of creators behind Haaland. So everything looks set up quite nicely for him. Now, Salah is good, don't get me wrong, but a lot of his returns are penalty dependent. Haaland has penalties as well anyway. And I feel like Salah is best when his team is already in front, or when the game is open and when he can run in behind, and when he plays with Darwin Nunez, and all of those things are up in question a little bit at the moment. So I'm not massively happy. Okay, so my brother has just messaged saying that Tsimikas and Darwin are starting, but do I know what is this? I need to know what is the source. Where has he got this from? We need this. I need this. We need this. Can we get something confirmed here? It would be nice if we could. See, again, I'm not getting anything from my trusted sources. So, it's not good enough. Not good enough. Okay, yeah, apparently the source is not reliable. Alright, fine. Okay. Show team before I start screaming. Why would you scream, my friend? Right, alright. Bench list is going. I need to make final decisions. Show team gang has won. Congratulations. I need to lock this in. I need to lock this in. I'm not convinced that Darwin is going to start. Okay. I got it. Darwin benched. Darwin benched. Here we go. We got it. Right, pulling the trigger. Right. Make transfers. Darwin, Ward-Prowse and Darwin out. Soucek and Watkins in. See, this is why you wait. Just double check that's right. Ward-Prowse and Soucek, Darwin to Watkins. Beautiful. Done. Easy. Darwin benched. Right. Is that leave my team as it should be? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I'm good to go. I'm good to go, guys. There you go. Show team gang. Congratulations. You got my team. Pulled the trigger on the transfers. I no longer have to worry about Watkins. Yes. Yes. I don't have to worry about Watkins in my life constantly. I should probably text my brother saying Darwin bench. So this is why, like, I know the account that a lot of people are using for their team news that was saying that the account that says Darwin is starting, and they are absolute premium, absolute cappers, and I can there is only a matter of time before the tweet is deleted. I don't know, like, there's an account called leaked_lineups. No, leaked_FPL on Twitter. They got like 20,000 followers, and people always use them as the source for leaked lineups. But they are just absolute nonsense. Sometimes they get lucky and get it right, but it is just luck. It's just guesswork. And if they get it wrong, they just delete it, so they can't be held accountable. So yeah. Okay, that's confirmed it for me. I've kind of had a look at their tweets before, but now blocked. Blocked. They're gone. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. Fake. Right. But we got the early team news. Yes. And we got to make a decision based on the team news. Forest and Luton going ahead. Yes, it is. Forest and Luton is going ahead. Darwin is on the bench. Luis Diaz starts, I believe. Luis Diaz starts. I guess that's Jota. Jota playing there as well. Jota starts. No, yeah, I'm guessing Jota starts. But Diaz does start. If you've got Diaz, he starts. You're good. You're good to go on Diaz. Amazing. Oh, honestly, the relief when you just find out the information you need. My word. Yeah. Darwin benched, Diaz starting. And I'm guessing Jota will also start as well, and it will be Salah. No news on Simicast, unfortunately. We're locked in. Will Nunez play a little? Yeah, I imagine he gets a 1-pointer from the bench. Oh, I've never been happier to have Ollie Watkins in my team. I just feel relieved. Okay, so guys, the deadline has passed. The deadline has passed. Congratulations all on living through a really, really long like international break. It's been a long one. Apologies, we didn't get the early team news until the last minute. That's just the way things go. You know, this is just how things work. If you want early team news, you got to wait till the last minute. That's just life. Would love to have had it earlier myself so I could make my moves. I didn't. But yes, we did it. We passed. We've got through the international break, and now we can have a solid. Was it 3 game weeks until the next international break? But we've got a solid period of time now where we could just enjoy some FPL again. And I'm really, really like. You have to ask yourself, what are you grateful for today? What are you grateful for today? I'm grateful that FPL's back. Let me tell you, I'm grateful. Tristan says West Ham 2-0 win. Hey, if Soucek is involved in the goals, I don't care. I'm happy with that. At least I'll get a 2-pointer from Watkins rather than a 1-pointer from Darwin in addition to that. So happy days. Happy days. Watkins bench says Yellow Perv. Yeah, we'll see about that tomorrow, won't we? Andy benched Cash. Fair enough. Like, you know, there's some arguments to bench Cash depending on who your other defenders are. I think we probably all agree that Cash clean sheet is not super likely. It's just his attacking potential that is dangerous. Like, really dangerous. Like, if Cash scores a goal, and that is surprisingly likely, he can destroy ranks, even if he doesn't get a clean sheet there. There we go. Isaiah says Arsenal 4-0 dub. Do you reckon? Well, we'll see, I guess. Okay, so I reckon we'll stick around. We'll stick around until we get confirmation on team news. So 28 minutes. We'll stick around, get the team news, and then I'm going to go and try and squeeze in some foot champs before the first game. Although I don't know if that would be an enjoyable one. I only own Salah from that game. Is that enough? I'm not sure if it is. Like a lot of people have Salah now. I'm not captaining him. A lot of people are. I'm kind of worried as a Salah owner, to be honest. How have you got Soucek? I thought you had Jim Bowen. Who on earth is Jim Bowen? Are we calling him Jim Bowen? I kind of like that. Why not? His name's Jared, but Jim works. Or Jim Ward-Prowse. So, yeah, I didn't have Jim Bowen. I did have Jim Ward-Prowse. But I decided to replace Jim Ward-Prowse with Jim Soucek so I could afford to upgrade Jim Nunez with Jim Watkins. So, yeah, lots of Jims moving around at the moment. There we go. Andrew Barton says, up the Owls, can't go lower than 24th. Fair enough. I didn't even know you were bottom of the table, but commiserations. Danny Clough says, gutted I didn't transfer Darwin in time. Commiserations, man. It is really, really tough. It is really tough because we get the team news so late, and you really are in a rush to try and quickly make the transfer. It's not an ideal situation, but I guess that's like one of the few edges left in FPL, isn't it? Really being kind of on the ball and on like around during deadline times with all the information out there. Sometimes all it takes is being around at the right times. Going to end the poll, by the way, guys. Final results. Haaland 66%, Salah 22%, Son 6%, and 3% on others. And there's 3.5k votes. So that's probably a good idea of where the engaged FPL manager is placing their captain's armband. Pretty decent. Thanks, guys, for voting. Do appreciate that. Jim Bowen was the host of Bullseye. Is that what? All right, okay. I'm just going to put this out there. What is Bullseye? Am I too young, or is this something that is in a different country? Maybe not in the UK. I don't know. I would love to hear from you guys. People are asking me about different players. People asking me about Jim Erdegaard. Yeah, could do pretty well. Jim Douglas-Luiz could do well as well. Like Jim everyone. Everyone's called Jim from now on. That's what I say. For the rest of the stream, every single player is called Jim. I want to make that perfectly clear. I'm not talking about any football players without calling them Jim for the rest of the stream. Let's see how long that's lasts. I'll probably give up on that one pretty soon, but for now. Arco says, what's your total points? My total points is a lovely, clean 500. It's like a lovely number. What a lovely number. Bullseye was in the UK. Oh. Yes, before your time, Dan. What's Bullseye? You're so young. I'm not even that young. That's the thing. It was a darts game show. Oh, interesting. Positivity Zone says Jim Allison, best keeper in the world. Yeah, not bad. Ad Free says I'm 30 and Bullseye was before my time. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Wait, so maybe I'm not young. Maybe someone else is. Maybe I don't know. I'm just kidding. Just kidding around. Jimmy Chan or Jim Jensen? Oh, Jimmy Chan. Jimmy Chan. Jim G Chan or Jim Jensen? That's amazing. Bullseye Classic 90s British TV. Okay, all right. I was barely alive in the 90s. I don't really remember the 90s, to be honest. 80s dart show. Okay, well, if you're saying it's in the 80s, then I definitely was not alive in the 80s. I was very much dead in the 80s. Jim Saller is my captain. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Right, it was on a TV channel consistently in the 2010s. To be honest, though, I haven't watched TV since the 2000s or maybe the 2010s. I don't know. Other than football, I just don't watch TV. Although I have been watching Big Brother. To be fair, I've not even been watching that live. I've been watching replays of that. The only time I'll put it on a TV is if I'm either watching. When I watch football, I don't even watch it on my TV. I don't have like Sky or BT installed to my house or like anything like that. So when I watch football, even that, I'm not watching it on TV. It's not coming through TV. I'm watching it on my Xbox. So I don't this is crazy. I don't watch TV at all. TV has just died. Most of the time I just watch YouTube or Netflix or Prime TV or Apple TV or I'm beginning to think maybe I have too many subscriptions. Now TV, Disney Plus. Oh my word, how much money am I spending on subscriptions? What else do I have? Discovery Plus. What Paramount Plus. I have Paramount Plus as well. Oh my word, guys, I need to cancel some subscriptions. What is going on? I need to check my my standing orders. I must be spending like £100 on subscriptions a month. That is not reasonable. BT Sport as well. Crazy, man. Crazy. There was a cartoon bull called Bully, which was Jimmy Bullard's nickname for the Jim Bully Association. Ryan, I'm just confused now, man. Let me try and read that again. There was a cartoon bull called Bully who was Jim Bullard's nickname for the Jim Bully Association. What does any of that mean? You may as well be speaking French, because I don't have a glooby-dooby-doo. Oh, dearie me. Sard says bought Jim Cash instead of Jim Simicast. Right move, Jim. Yeah, I would say so. I think Jim Cash is probably the better pick than Jim Simicast in general. Probably. Why does my wife keep sending me TikToks? I've just got a phone full of TikToks. Does she not know I'm at work right now? Yes, we're calling this work. FPL subscription merchant, your new name. I know. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Millennium kids, I know. These bloody millennials. Oh, taking our jobs. To be fair, I'm not really massively into darts. I would watch the Darts World Cup when it's on, but that's probably about as far as it goes. Yeah. How long we got? We got 21 minutes until we get the team news. Jimicast! Yes, don't you mean Jimicast? That's a great point. Simicast should be called Jimicast. Jim Son? Does Jim Son work? Son Jim? No, it sounds too normal. Jim Alvarez is better. Jim Cash. Jim Cash is a normal name. Do you still like Jim? Hey, Lucas, he's not called Jim Darwin. He's called Jim Nunez. Come on. Do you still like Jim Nunez for the next game week? Because I just benched him for Jim Cash. I don't mind Jim Nunez for next week. To be honest, I preferred this fixture than the Forest fixture, which is annoying. Which is why I was happy to sell him. It's the Luton fixture you really want Jim Nunez from, right? That's the one the big one you want him for. Steve says, right, I've got to go and do dull real life stuff like food shopping. Good luck all. May you all get a big green arrows. Just not as big as mine. Yes, Steve, you know the drill. You know the drill. All right, enjoy your shopping, Steve. Peter says, when do we find out the Best Content Creator Awards? Well, the awards ceremony, is on the 16th of November in Anfield Stadium. So really, I've never been to Anfield Stadium before. I've been to Liverpool once before, only for the first time this year. But yeah, never been to Anfield Stadium. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what that's all about. It's got a decent football stadium, I guess. Blicky says, hope you're well, Dan. We'll miss your ongoing commentary and reminders of the players I don't have smashing it over the weekend. Good game week to all. Yeah. Yes, some of you guys might know this already, but I am taking a break from Twitter. Yeah. Which feels a little bit weird because I am a person who is on Twitter a lot, particularly when the football's on. So it's going to be strange not tweeting during the football. But basically, like, Twitter has just not been, like, FPL Twitter has just been a cesspit recently. And there's certain accounts out there, I'm not going to start naming names, but there are certain accounts out there that are just spreading toxicity and negativity and inciting hate and rallying hate and starting witch hunts. And I've recently been at the arse end of one of those witch hunts, and I stood up against it. And I think by standing up against it, I've put a bit of a target on my back as well. Because I'm now expected to be holier than thou, you know, just because I don't want to be bullied on Twitter. Okay. But look, it's basically, it's become a situation where I've like, every time I open Twitter, every time I say something, I feel like I've got to walk on eggshells so much at the moment. Like yesterday, I posted up, I put out a tweet saying, oh, Luton versus Nottingham Forest, this fixture might be postponed because that was the big news going around yesterday. And I attached a picture, which I didn't know was a picture from, it was a picture of the Nottingham Forest Stadium, which was like a waterlogged pitch. And I thought, oh, you know, this image demonstrates that there's some flooding issues at the Nottingham Forest. I presumed it was from today. In fairness, I didn't do my proper research, but to be fair, I was like working on a video. I checked social media very quickly. I was sent this image, and I saw other people saying, yeah, this is crazy. This game could be called off because of flooding. Was sent the image as well. Put them together. Put out a tweet just to give people a quick heads up on the situation, and went back to work on a video. And I came back to the tweet an hour later. I think it was on the phone actually for about an hour. So I didn't see Twitter or anything like that. Come back to the tweet. Quote tweets, replies. Wow, you're such an attention seeker. I can't believe you put this out just for interactions. You're such a liar. Why are you trying to deceive your followers? This is a fake image. This is an old image. How could you do this? God, this is typical. No wonder everyone hates you. You're so bad. This is the worst Twitter account. You know, and I just thought, screw you guys then. Like, literally, screw. I'm not getting paid to make Twitter content. Why should I stay around? You know, fair enough. Like, I maybe could have done a bit of research, but the amount of, I mean, imagine if I actually did something bad. Imagine if I actually did something genuinely bad, like a genuine mistake, like a proper mistake. My head would be on a spike. I would probably be doxxed. I'd probably be having people, you know, come into my house. I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's pathetic. It's actually what people are like, you know, the way people are behaving in the FPL Twitter world right now, and it's not everyone. Please let me say, it is not everyone. There is certain, I don't even want to call them content creators. They're anti-content creators. People with like a small following of maybe 10 to 20, well, maybe 1,000 to 20,000 followers who don't make content, just spread negativity and, you know, upset people all the time. I'm not the first person to be upset. People are too scared to speak up because they know it'll just make it worse. Arguably, that's what happened with me. And I don't care enough. YouTube is my passion. Making videos is my passion. I don't make videos on Twitter. I don't get paid. Well, I do. I get paid like, what, $15 a month from Twitter. Pays for my Twitter Blue, but that's about it. Why should I stick around? If you know, if people are just going to get annoyed about everything. I mean, I don't want to annoy people, of course. If people are getting annoyed by me on Twitter, or, you know, or like I'm not getting anything out of it, which I'm not at the moment. I'm not getting anything out of it. Like, I want to make, you know, it's not good. Like, it's been if I'm totally honest with you guys, I know people call me soft and sensitive, which is probably true. I think I have got much better at dealing with hate over the last couple of years. This week, I'll be honest, it's not been a great week. I've not been totally happy. I've not been totally myself. And I decided basically yesterday, let's make some changes. So this week I've been exercising more. I've been going on walks, been going on a lot of walks. That's helped. Yesterday I said, right, okay, we're going to cut out Twitter. Not enjoying it. Just getting negativity from here. Let's remove it. I've been trying to eat a little bit better. You know, it's just a couple of changes to, you know, try and get back to normal. Just try and get like back in my groove, because the last thing I want to happen, and I won't let this happen. I will not let this happen. I don't want it to have an impact on my content here, because this is just the content here. The YouTube stuff is just like it really is everything to me. I love it so much. And yes, I have in fairness been burnt out recently. Been making, what did I make? I think 9 videos plus the stream this week for Gameweek 9, plus 4 TikToks as well. You know, like decent sized TikToks. You know, it is a lot of work, and maybe I have been burnt out a little bit, which probably hasn't helped my mood a lot. I think to be fair, that is another thing. Got a quick super chat here from Thomas. It says, don't blame me, mate. Twitter can be an awful place. Love your content and your videos are top notch. Thomas, you are an absolute legend. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate the kind words. Like, you're a legend, man. You're a legend. You're all legends. Like, you guys are legends. Like, here, you guys, love you guys. Literally, you guys are absolute legends. Twitter, there is a lot of legends as well, don't get me wrong, but there's also a lot of trolls, and they're not people who follow me, they're not people who watch my content or follow my streams or anything like that. They can get in the bin. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I am putting a crazy, like, I don't want to gas myself up too much. But I am putting a crazy amount of work into FPL content at the moment, and I would endeavour to say, I don't know this as a fact, but I don't know if there is many, if anyone, putting as much time into FPL content at the moment, because, you know, I am, you know, literally doing around probably like 60 plus hours a week making videos alone, including research. Then we've got on top of that TikTok and Twitter posts and watching football as well, on top of the 60 hours per week of just pure video making. Now, that's a lot of time. That is a lot of time. Now, don't get me wrong, I love it, but it is a lot. And it's something I'm very, very proud of as well. I know I might not be the greatest FPL manager. I know I might not have the fanciest or greatest graphics, but what I definitely think I am bringing to the community right now is a good work ethic, and I think that's really important as well. And I think a good work ethic can take you very, very far. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do, And when you are, you know in yourself that you are working super, super hard. You are throwing everything. You're throwing your whole life. You are sacrificing other things in your life to throw everything into trying to do good content that is going to improve and enrich the FPL community. And then you go on social media and people are just putting you down as annoying, clickbait, only doing this for the fame, this, that, and the other. Putting it all down to that when you just spend, so much time just throwing your life into something, and you've just been degraded to that. It's not good. It's not good. I don't want to see that. I'm not interested in that. I think people... I don't even know what's going on in people's brains to say these things. But that's why. That's why I'm taking a break. But I'll be back. I will be back on Twitter. I will probably, when I do come back to Twitter, I think I will probably approach it in a different way. Because I'm not interested in getting involved in the negativity and the drama. I think it's quite frankly pathetic. I will be back. I don't know in what capacity. I need Twitter for the 100 experts video. So I don't know how I'm going to figure that one out. Whether I just miss a week of 100 experts or what, I'm not sure. Because ideally, I don't want to be going back to Twitter on Tuesday or Wednesday. It's too soon. I don't want to go back that quick. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. I might just post the tweet, log back out for asking for 100 experts, and then come back. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out when we get to it. But yeah, when I come back to Twitter, and I we'll be approaching things in a different way because, yeah, it's not good. Maybe I'll just use it as a promotional tool. Don't know. Blicky says Twitter is toxic, more so when you have a dream job of making FPL YouTube videos. Yes, I know. Yeah, the bigger you get, the more hate you get, which is annoying. Followed you for a while, and I'll point out that there is so much positive commentary on your work than negative. Yeah, I know. I definitely agree with that, and I don't want anyone who has given me positivity to feel undervalued or unseen, because you really, really are seen and appreciated. You really, really are. And I know the positivity massively outweighs the negativity. The issue with Twitter is that on Twitter, there's always a vocal minority. On YouTube, on Instagram, it's positivity all the way, and then the negativity gets lost in it. But on Twitter, because I think Twitter is a place where negativity sells, people want to be seen, and you get seen by being negative, right? You don't really get seen by being positive. I don't think, anyway. And people are looking for clout all the time, and yeah, I think Twitter is just a place where, even though there is a lot of positivity, a lot of the positivity is kind of more quiet positivity, if you like, and the negativity is always the loudest, which is unique to Twitter. Maybe TikTok is a bit like that as well, to be fair, but I never read TikTok comments because the average amount of brain cells of a TikTok commenter is about 7. So is the average age, by the way. But yeah, Blicky, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of positivity here. And honestly, I see it and I appreciate it. I really, really do. And in general, I do feel positive, and I feel happy, and I feel confident in the YouTube content. I really, really do feel I feel happy and confident in what I'm doing right now. I really do. I don't want anyone to think that I'm feeling down on YouTube and videos. I'm not. I'm really, really not. I love it. I'm having great fun with it. Gareth says, one of my favorite things about your channel is the transfer tier list. It's a great and unique way of doing it. Keep up the good work. I'm glad you think so, Gareth. And thank you very much for the very generous super chat. Perhaps I should buy myself a pint at the pub later with that. But yeah, look, another thing that I do, and people kind of underestimate how much time this takes, of coming up with new ideas. Like, there's a lot of stuff. I like to pioneer stuff. I like to try out new content formats, and you've seen it with the tier list, you've seen it with the bench list, you've seen it with the 100 Experts series, the Buy Sell Keep Avoid series. All of these are kind of I think mostly, unless there's anything I'm missing, well, I haven't seen, but certainly in the mainstream, they're all first of their kinds in the FPL world. So yeah, it's good. It's good. Thomas says going out drinking Friday nights and skipping the deadline streams multiple times over the deadline streams is right. Thomas, this isn't. I don't know where you get this stuff from, and I don't even know why I'm bothering to reply to the negativity because, quite frankly, Thomas, you are misguided. I have missed deadline streams in the past because I've gone out drinking, but usually it's because it's like a friend's birthday or something like that, and I could probably count the amount of times I've done that on one hand, and that's in 3.5 years of making content. If I miss one deadline a year, and that's one deadline stream a year, and that's usually what it is. I miss about one deadline stream a year because I've got something else on. Or I'm not feeling up to it, or whatever. Give me a break, man. Do you work every Saturday morning? As well as every other day of the week? Because I literally work every day of the week. Like, come on. Cut me some slack, man. If I miss the occasional deadline stream on a Saturday because I've worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday as well, and I want to go see some friends, and that's bad work ethic, then Christ almighty, Thomas, I bet you work 70 hours a week. I hope you don't see your family at the weekends because you need to be working. That's poor work ethic, mate. Don't go see your family or friends. Bad work ethic. Ridiculous comment. Absolutely ridiculous comment. Oh, dearie me. Anyway. Right. Another super chat from Bitterslab says, lol, imagine someone doing FPL YouTube for fame. I know, man. Like, if I wanted to be famous, like, I would pick probably a I don't know, a less niche topic, I guess. I don't know. See you next year on the Oscars. Yeah, I've the only Oscar I need is the one right behind me. But yeah, thanks for your work. You know, it really is my pleasure. It really is my pleasure. Dear me. Bilbo says he's probably annoyed his FPL team is rubbish. Yeah, probably. Lucas says, as we see, trolls are everywhere, guys. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And it's so degrading to have your hard work, you know, summarized in such a ill-educated way. But there we go. There we go. Mate, just don't take personal the trolls. They are likely jealous losers. I think it's very difficult to just accuse people of being jealous because, I don't know. And also, a lot of the trolls, like, I have to appreciate that there is going to be a lot of people who do have problems in their own life. We all have things going on in our own lives, and yeah, it's and some people get angry and get upset, and they need to find a way to get out their frustration of the stuff that's going on in their own lives. And sometimes your nearest FPL content creator might be the target of that one. Which look, I'm not gonna start throwing shade on people for trolling, because often the time is that they're going to be struggling a lot more than the target of the troll, you know. So there we go. Right. Twisted Sparky says, Dan, do not justify. You can have a life you've missed about 4 times in 3 years. Don't justify it. You bring something different to your content. Is fun. Thank you, man. Twisted Sparky, you know, bull. No, it's true. Trolls should be working on themselves instead of watching YouTube. Oh, absolutely. But, you know, typically there's not really many trolls on YouTube. Like, genuinely, it's pretty nice, actually. I quite like YouTube. Anyway, let's in the chat, if we could stop ragging on Thomas too much. Like, yes, he put a pretty dumb take in the chat, but like, let's not go in on him and get insulting and get personal. Anyway, team news should be out. I don't use Twitter anymore, so how on earth am I going to get how am I going to get it on screen? I'm going to have to just go on Twitter, aren't I? I don't want to go on Twitter. I really don't. Where else can I find the team news? Instagram? Do they post? Do teams put team news on Instagram? Let's find out, I guess. This is new. All right. Okay, let's go on Liverpool Football Club. I guess on their stories? Oh, they don't even have it. Just Google it. All right, fine. Liverpool versus Everton 2023. Okay, let's click on this. Lineups. What's going on here? What's going on here? One football's not the worst shout. Come on, man. Like, one football. Sorry, I really should have thought about this one. I should have thought about this one before. All right. One football matches. Liverpool, Everton. Confirmed lineups. This looks terrible on the screen, but hey, we move. Diaz, Jota, Salah. Okay, so yeah, pretty much what I said, wasn't it? We have got Simicast starting. Okay, cool. All right, so I kind of want to see the bench. Do live score have the bench? Everton is kind of as expected. Probably their strongest team right now. Has anyone got the bench? Use the OneFootball app. I can't because I'm on a computer for streaming, aren't I? Facebook, Christ. I tell you what, I quit Facebook a long time before I quit Twitter, and I don't intend on going back to that website, to be honest. Oh dear. Yeah. Where can I find the bench? I'm going back to Google. Premier League site. If the Premier League website has the lineups, then this could actually be an absolute touch. Right. Premier League fixtures, maybe. Obi-Wan has very generously put the bench on, but I think we're going to find it anyway. But yeah, thank you very much, Obi-Wan. So, substitutes, Kelleher, Scanlon, Gomez, Matip, Kwanzaa, Endo, Elliott, McConnell, and Nunez. So no Cody Gakpo still. No Cody. Interesting. And let's just have a quick look at Everton, because why not? We've already seen the starting 11, but who have they got on the bench? Dan Juma still enjoying the bench, I see. Right, okay. Nice. Yeah, good to have the team news. I don't know how I feel about Salah playing with Jota. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm not sure. All right. Well, we've done everything. We've covered everything. As much as I would love to stay in chat, and believe me, I really would love to stay in chat. I've got to go play Foot Champs because I like playing FIFA. And I want to enjoy the football as well. But yeah, guys, this week I will not see you on Twitter. Or shall I just see you on Instagram? Do you guys use Instagram? If you do, Instagram is at FPL Mate. And I don't know, should I do content on Instagram this game week? Why not? All right, we'll see if I remember, that is. Or I might just do a full social media detox, to be honest, and just try and enjoy FPL and enjoy the football. Who knows? I'm not going to make any decisions right now. I'm going to go with the flow. Why not? But guys, thank you so much for watching today. As always, I hope you guys know by this point, I appreciate you so much, and I don't know what I would, soppy as hell, but I don't know what I would do without you guys in the chat. Like, you're legends. It's it's nothing but enjoyable to do these streams. It really is. It's great fun, and I love chatting with you guys after the deadlines as well. But it's time to go. So, thank you so much for watching. Good luck. I hope your FPL teams do really, really well. You get loads and loads of points. As long as you don't get more points than me, then I am happy. So thank you so much for watching once again. And I will see you later, mates. See you probably tomorrow for another video. In fact, I will see you tomorrow for another video. See you later, mates. Bye-bye.